Good morning everyone and welcome to this limited overs contest between two international teams with a great deal to prove today. It's a lovely day here today and the ground looks absolutely fantastic. There are a few empty seats but I'm sure they'll fill up as the day progresses. I can see the captains are waiting to toss the coin, so let's get down there and see what happens. David Gower is now in the commentary box with me. We'll get your thoughts on the match in a moment, David, but first, let's hear your analysis of the pitch.
A very good morning, everyone. This is a pretty good pitch. There won't be any great movement for the seam bowlers, but there might be just enough if they can bowl in the right place. There could be some spin from the start, but certainly later on, the ball will begin to turn more. For the batsmen, if they play sensibly, there are some big scores to be had out there. This is definitely a good toss to lose.
That's gone!
Off the mark. He sent him back. Dot ball. Attacking openers seem to be more common today than in the past, David. Why do you think that's happened?
I just think it's a question of attitudes. I think you look at someone like Matthew Hayden, who really comes top of the list as an attacking opener. He's so big and strong, and he's got that sort of attitude which says, look, I'm just going to dominate from the word go. It needs good pitches. You can't just attack at will on pitches that are going to do much, but it needs good pitches. It needs someone with that sort of stature and ability.
He's dropped it. Another chance goes begging.
He just didn't seem to know where he was going when he set off after that ball.
No runs scored.
Come on, run! And again.
Cracking shot. He really does look in excellent form.
He hardly seemed to hit it, yet it sailed over the ropes. And the end of the over. Much too late on that. No run taken off that ball. Very late on. Dropped it. They'll be gutted to have put that one down.
This level of cricket, you really cannot afford to drop your catches. That's the right length for this wicket. Bring the batsman onto the front foot.
Who would you rate as the greatest fast bowling partnership of all time, then, David?
Well, for me, the combination the West Indies put out in the mid-80s was almost unbeatable. The likes of Michael Holding, Andy Roberts, Joel Garner, Malcolm Marshall, and another half a dozen.
Oh, he's dropped it. That really is very disappointing for the bowler.
That really is not good cricket.
That was a sloppy piece of cricket.
Yes! Again!
Effortless. He hardly seemed to hit it.
That was a really classy shot.
Run!
The batsmen changed their minds. They're in disarray. That's so frustrating for the bowler. That's out.
That went straight down the fielder's throat. The batsman will be kicking himself.
This was how the innings ended. Serious pressure on the new man in then. That's 6 runs from the over. The left-hander to start a new spell. No runs off that delivery. Out.
That was a sloppy shot. He didn't get over it at all.
Let's take another look at that in replay. It'll be the left-hander on strike. What makes a great fast bowler then, David?
Well, the great quicks, what have they got? They've got the ability to move the ball around. I'll tell you one thing that's important for a great quick, and that's the ability to be able to assess any given pitch quickly, because not every pitch is going to be hard and bouncy and the sort of thing, and green and giving you movement. Not every day is going to be swinging. Therefore, there are going to be days where you've got to just decide maybe to cut the pace back down a bit, bowl at a slightly lesser pace, change the length ever so slightly, because if you bowl too quick and too short on a good pitch, batsmen are going to leave you or cane you. And I think the best of all, the likes of, say, Malcolm Marshall, Dennis Lillee, they had that wonderful ability just to gauge the precise line and length, the precise pace at which to bowl on any pitch, and therefore they could adapt to all conditions. That's what makes them great.
No run taken off that ball.
That's a really good piece of bowling. The batsman was beaten all ends up.
They're in disarray. Four runs from that over. The off spinner to start a new spell.
His right arm over the wicket.
Nothing scored there. Oh, that's close. Gone for naught.
Seems like Miles back to pavilion when he got out cheaply.
Let's have a look at that in slow motion. Left hand, right hand combination at the crease now. There's a lot of talk these days about the pace of modern fast bowlers, but are they any faster than the great quick? Gone! That was a superb delivery. He's heading back to the pavilion rather quicker than he would have hoped. Let's see that in slow motion. Real concentration required from the new batsman here. Technology has slowly crept into the game, but it still causes great debate, doesn't it, David? Are there any additional areas of the game that could benefit from the use of modern technology in a similar way to the use of the third umpire and slow motion replays have improved the accuracy of run-out decisions? And if so, what do you think the downside would be?
Well, I guess there'll be a temptation soon for people to start saying, why don't we use Hawkeye to help umpires with LBW decisions and all the other things that Hawkeye can show you, which I'm almost tempted to say, yes, go with it. On the other hand, Hawkeye is not yet 100%. There are times it doesn't quite function, and it can be human error, it can be just a technical glitch. They won't like me saying that. It's not 100% quite yet. Every time it does work, it's very, very good, but there are times it doesn't quite come up with the answer.
No runs there. He sent him back. The slow bowler to start a new spell. Nothing scored there.
No ball.
I think it's a good tactic, bowling the quicks round the wicket to left-handers, David.
I think you've got to pick your left-hander. I think you've got to pick your situation. I remember someone like, say, Rodney Hogg. One of my first tours to Australia, Rodney Hogg went round the wicket because he felt there was a chance to exploit something out there. I remember thinking, right, I've just got to adapt. You've got to sort of change your stance. You change the angle to try and make it the same sort of angle from delivery of the ball to, as it were, delivery of the bat. You try and make sure you've changed your appreciation of where your off stump is, so what you can leave alone changes ever so slightly. And it's about learning. As soon as you learn how to bat against a different tactic like that, then it becomes second nature to you. But there are certainly some players, some left-handers, who just don't like right arm round the wicket at them because they suddenly don't know where their off stump is, and they start playing at things that will miss the stumps or would have missed the stumps, playing at things wider of off stump, even around the wicket, compared to the sort of lines that have been trying to cope with from over the wicket.
No runs scored. Mix up here, mix up between the batsmen. No runs off that delivery. That was four the moment it left the bat. A beautifully timed shot for four. Six runs come from the over then. We're going to see a change of bowlers now.
His right arm over the wicket.
Confident appeal. That's good bowling. People have always wondered why the white ball was introduced into the limited overs game. Was this purely an aesthetic choice based on creating another distinction between Test and one-day cricket? Or was it a clearly thought-out practical decision, do you think?
Well, the white ball was a very straightforward thing. To play cricket at night, you needed something you could see. What they found, which was interesting, was that the white ball seemed to be easier to see as a batsman anyway, during the day as well. It wasn't just at night, where obviously you need that sort of light-coloured ball. And of course what followed on from that was that they then realised that they had to change the clothing as well, because it was a nightmare for someone, say, fielding at cover, where the ball was hit hard at them. And just at the crucial moment, the white ball got lost against white clothing. So in come coloured clothing, then there was a nice contrast between the white ball and the coloured clothing. You didn't see fielders losing the ball in the same way. Now we're all very used to it. Now, of course, you've got the great chance for all the balls to keep changing their strips and make a bit of money out of that as well. So the game moves on.
No runs there. Mix up here. That brings the innings to a close. The innings is about to start.
Left arm over the wicket.
Great footwork, beautiful shot. He was onto that in a flash. How easy is it to lose your concentration when at the crease, David?
It only takes a second, doesn't it? You can lose concentration just like that, and of course you're the first to know it. That's what's so disappointing. I think it's one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things that develop as you develop as a player, and coaches will tell you, concentrate, concentrate. Your captain will tell you. And it was like my early career. 30s and 40s were quite nice and pleasant and fun, but they had to be more than that. They had to be 50s, 60s, 100s and thereon. And it's like when you first make 200, for instance, you suddenly realise you can do it. And you realise as you go on that concentration is something you can learn. And there's another little trick, I think, too, and that's being able to switch off. You don't have to be concentrating fully when the bowler's walking back to his mark. That's the time just to...
Got him!
Ooh, a slight fumble, but safely pouched.
Let's see that in slow motion. The new man in can't afford any lapses in concentration here. Once it's past the fielder on this outfield, it's a certain four. A beautifully timed shot for four.
His right arm over the wicket.
Out!
He picked the fielder out perfectly with that shot.
Let's have a look at that in slow motion. New batsman in, and absolute concentration required now. David, it's hard to explain just why the great Don Bradman was so much better than any other batsman of any era. Bradman explained there were other batsmen out there just as good as he was, but they kept getting out. Do you think it was the ability to preserve his wicket that made him so great, or other factors such as his skill of judging the length of the ball so quickly?
Well, in a way, I'm sorry I never ever got to see Don Bradman bat. I'd have had to be born, of course, in a different era. He must have been awesome to be able to keep scoring runs quickly and in huge quantities. And the number of 300s the Don scored, I mean, just look at that for starters. To be able to keep on doing that points to someone with, I think, supreme mental powers. He claims there were batsmen out there as good as he was, but obviously I guess the short answer is they didn't quite have the determination, the ability to concentrate for long periods. Look at the videos from that era and you might sometimes query the captain's decision to sort of still leave 2 slips in the gully in when the Don's on 270. He kept just stroking it through the covers. Even when tactics were devised, like bodyline, to try and curb him, he still averaged 50. And how many batsmen average 50 in the modern game? Very, very few. So I think that just points to a supreme batsman.
He's having some problems with his run-up out there.
Nice one.
Bit of a nervy swing at it there.
Catch him.
He might have got a hand to that, but he couldn't stop it. They may yet have to pay for that. He'll be disappointed with that. He did the hard part in getting to it. It's a chance wasted.
Just one there. They're having a shout.
Captain needs to look at his options. His bowlers are getting hammered. Great bowling. The batsman misjudged it completely.
No run taken off that ball.
Nice one.
He had a big swing at that, but it missed everything.
Oh, what a nasty piece of bowling that was. That's a really nasty blow.
Keeper's end.
That's another single there. That's run away for 4. That was a very confident shot. Another over gone.
Super shot. He really punished the bowler there.
He picked the length really early there. I was involved in a discussion recently about who the greatest wicketkeeper of all time was. It's not an easy question to answer, as the role of the wicketkeeper has changed somewhat in the modern era, with the emphasis being placed on batting skills rather than pure wicketkeeping skills. Many of the obvious choices were bandied about: Alan Knott, Les Ames, Rodney Marsh, Ian Healy and so on. But one name came up that surprised me, and that was Andy Flower. Looking at his record, it's pretty impressive, with a test batting average in excess of 50. How would you rate him, David?
Yeah, the greatest keeper of all time. I'm going to have to say Alan Knott, only because he's the one I've had the closest look at. Knott, he was supremely good, stood up to the stumps as well. Just imagine that combination, Knott and Underwood. Great keeper and a medium pace left arm spinner who, when the wicket was damp, used to make that ball do